Me too. I'm recording. It's a great time. Happy Sunday. It's a nice early Sunday. You've got a packed schedule. Let's get you out of here, Odie.
I'm at like a 2.
You don't have all right, cool. You're at a 2?
Yeah.
Out of 10?
Out of 10.
Energy-wise?
Yeah.
Why did you do that to yourself?
Why did you do that to yourself?
I'm fine.
I've decided.
I've got coffee.
I'm gonna start doing more food-related bits on this podcast because that's my job. Is food on this podcast. So I'm gonna start using food as metaphors, as analogies, to get my point across.
That's great.
And for comedic relief.
I love that. All right, starting now.
I'm gonna sprinkle them in when they come up organically.
Sprinkle?
Like the produce that I get.
Sprinkle
at the
them in.
It's a double sprinkle and organic for produce.
There we go.
I'm already doing it.
There it is, baby.
Yeah.
You know what? You're 100% bona fide whole milk in my book, baby.
Bona fide whole milk.
Bona fide.
Bona fide.
What a weird word.
That's what I was like. Well, because
bona fide.
You said bona fide and it made me think of bone broth, and then it made me think of mixing bone broth and milk.
Don't do that.
Yeah, do that all the time for soups. What are you talking about?
Don't do that.
Definitely do that.
What are you making?
Soup.
With that.
Soup.
Regular soup.
Regular
with
soup.
Bone. You're
making
disgusting.
I'm making bone broth milk soup.
This is the beginning and the end of the food bits, for sure. You're just showing how ill-equipped this vessel is to feed people.
Because then you put some canned tuna in it, and then you put some mayo, and you throw in some seasonings of your choice. I prefer salt and pepper. Pepper makes it a little spicy, you know? Make it a little spicy with pepper.
It sounds disgusting. I'm never letting you cook for me.
Kevin, what's happening?
In real life. I'll proverbially and metaphorically eat that on this podcast, but no thank you.
And then you
try to make that in real life, you're going to find that you wasted ingredients.
You don't want
that is
bone broth, milk, canned tuna, pepper, spicy soup.
Stop saying it. It's like I can smell it when you say it.
I
can
the juices
smell
from the
the
tuna
smells
in the
of
can.
those things combining, and it smells horrible.
I don't drain the juices from the tuna either, so that way you
You're
get all the nice
fucking
flavor.
Disgusting. Why are you doing this to anybody?
Do you like tuna salad where you like get the tuna? You like add the mayo and like celery and what about with chicken? Do you like it like with chicken salad?
No.
Eat it with some wheat thins.
No.
Packed full of protein.
No.
You put grapes in the chicken salad apparently.
I don't like any of that. No, gross.
My sister sent me
a
recipe. It's chicken salad. You do like canned chicken that you shred with like mayo, celery, grapes, pecans. I think raisins. And
that
with, like,
is
wheat thins.
That is landlocked white people shit. You know,
what do you mean?
there's Caucasian shit, right? Like there's Caucasian, like you're of the native Caucasus. You can be Caucasian all you want. White people shit is chicken salad and shit like that. That's white people shit. I don't do that.
No, you don't.
I have
like a tuna
hot
salad
sauce
sandwich
at the ready. I have adobo. I have seasonings. I have harissa, berbere, ras al hanout. I season the fuck out of my food, and
with
it's
pepper.
delicious.
Make it spicy.
No, fuck pepper. Pepper's nothing to me.
Fuck pepper.
Pepper's like the tricycle of salt and pepper is like the tricycle of seasonings. Salt. If you're only seasoning something with salt and or pepper, you are either adhering to a very specific recipe or showing me that you do not know how to season.
You only
Period.
No, you only need salt
Period.
and pepper is what I've been told.
Ew.
No, I'm just kidding.
Because you're from Indiana.
No. Hold on. Okay.
And that's where the landlocked white people eat all their non-seasoned food.
But
Oregon Trail must have missed them.
I also was accepted. This is a fun fact, Kevin. Bit aside and my gross made-up recipe aside.
All right, give me your real-world qualifications.
I got accepted into Le Cordon Bleu Culinary School at 17 years old.
In Indiana?
Was there a Le Cordon Bleu in Indiana? And also, no, I was living in Florida at the time. It was the one in New York. Thank you very much.
Okay.
But most importantly, I do know how to cook. I do use seasonings more than salt and pepper. Thank you very much. This was all a bit. I got you.
Love that you're backpedaling.
Pranked.
Here.
Get out. Get cameras. Get them cameras. Canceled.
Okay.
Canceled.
All right. Yeah, that's enough.
No, it's not actually.
Nope. That's enough. I'm waving my hand. I'm waving my hand.
Oh, okay. Never mind. You wait.
Like
I have to obey that.
Yep, I'm doing the Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is not the bit you want.
Move along. Move along. This is not the bit you were looking for.
All right, you ready to clap?
Sure.
Okay. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to another. I couldn't clap all the way because of my finger. It's gross. Welcome back to the UnPop podcast. I am Kevin Miner, he, him, your Capitan Toro siempre with me as always is.
I am your salted pepper, spicy chef.
Okay. Keep going. Keep going with the bit, I guess. That's fine. Let's see how long it takes you on this podcast. You know what, Odie? You're in charge. Go ahead.
Odie Matthews, do you whenever I say salt and pepper, I think of Patrick Stewart introducing salt and pepper on SNL when he goes, salt and pepper, and it makes me happy.
That's great.
Yeah.
Kevin, I think of the old adage, salt is too fast, pepper is too slow, and so is life.
I've never heard that before.
It's actually phenomenal. It's a wonderful way to describe the passing of time.
Interesting.
Yeah. You always you go to pour salt and you're like, whoa, it's coming out pretty fast. But then you go to pour pepper and you're like, all right, I could use a little bit more of that. Can we get that out faster? Right?
Okay.
It's an existential commentary packed into a nice little neat table side adage there.
But what if you're like me and you mix your salt and pepper together so that it comes out together at the same time?
You're a fucking hero.
I actually just mix all my spices together. They're in one giant jar. Loose. Makes it easy.
You win, all right? I tap. I get fucking uncle. Just do the news.
Man, this really helped my energy levels go from a 2 to an 8. Thanks for being my test dummy, my crash dummy.
You're welcome.
As I crash my bits into you.
You're like Colin Robinson. You're just energy vampiring me. You're like, I'm so full of energy now. I'm over here. I'm like, no more. Stop it.
I will stop. We will talk about the news because there's not a lot. Did you watch the Michael Jackson movie trailer?
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, baby. It's the UnPop news coming at you fresh and hot from the command deck of the SS Marlon Brando. Let's see what this week had in store.
All right, news time.
Did you watch the Michael Jackson movie trailer?
I did not. I saw that you sent it to me, but I have seen that there is a Michael Jackson movie. It's called Michael coming out, right?
It's called Michael. Now, so you don't need to watch the trailer.
This is also a Broadway play, just so you know. Before we even get into this, there is a Broadway show called Michael right now. Touring.
This movie is Michael Jackson's nephew, Jafar Jackson, playing him.
Okay.
Jafar, that's his name.
That poor kid.
I was like, I know I don't say names right, but his name's Jafar.
that poor kid, named after one of the most
Aladdin.
Evil wannabe sultans of our time.
So,
all right, keep going.
Originally, this was supposed to be 2 movies, a part 1 and a part 2. But then last year, or maybe it was earlier this year, there was some legality issues with one of the, call what it is, a child victim of Michael Jackson from back in the time, was not supposed to, in their settlement, their lawsuit was that they were not to be mentioned or represented or anything like that in any kind of representation of his life. So books, movies, TV shows, whatever, this person was supposed to be left out. And
I do remember that, yeah.
And so now it looks like they've reshaped it and reorganized this movie to be 1. It's not like a 2-part thing. I gotta be honest, Kevin. I know Michael Jackson is the king of pop. And even if some of that stuff about him isn't true, he still doesn't seem like a great dude. Maybe not. I don't know. You know what I mean? I just don't, I don't care.
You don't support the mythologizing of people who were bad to other humans in their life.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's reasonable. You can say that. That's allowed. Other people can come and go, well, I love his music and I want to watch the thing, and that's fucking fine. You can do that too. It doesn't even have to be a debate. Both things can exist at once. Like, you can say, I don't want to watch this movie because of XYZ with this person in the real world. I can't separate and then just watch this mythologized version of the character. That's fine, right? And then other people can come along. I'll probably see the movie. I have a relatively benign opinion of Michael Jackson, other than that I was just like, wow, it was really weird watching all of that unfold as a kid. But also, I loved his music as a kid. Like, Michael Jackson was one of the first cassette tapes I owned as a kid. Like, fucking loved it. And not only that, I owned the cassette tape that had Remember the Time and Black or White on it. And, like, those songs were constantly on repeat in my room when I was, like, I don't know, 4 or 5. Like, just loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. And I even loved Moonwalker, his movie. His weird movie that you should probably cover on Magnum Opus. It's just you might not want to.
Maybe not. And I don't think you're wrong. I just think that I think
I'm gonna go see it.
I mean, I might go see this. The thing is it's also in that category of movie that I don't particularly
biopic.
Specifically about musicians. Like
Oh, you don't want to go see the Bruce Springsteen movie with Jeremy Allen White?
You want to?
I thought we were going to talk about the Bruce Springsteen movie with Jeremy Allen White.
I have a funny story about that movie.
Okay, hit me.
So, we're going to talk about Peedator Badlands after the news, obviously, and then a little bit about Frankenstein, and then I have an incredible jam for everybody. But
I love that.
I got the chance to go see Peedator Badlands early on Wednesday. However, it was like a one movie time IMAX screening.
Yeah.
And my movie pass didn't cover it. So across from the IMAX theater is their Dolby Cinema theater. And at the same time that the Badlands show was going on, the Bruce Springsteen movie was going on. And since I couldn't use my pass to get a ticket for Badlands, I used it to get a ticket for Springsteen and then just walked into Badlands.
Ah, there you go.
So, Michael Jackson movie. Look, I'm sure some people are going to be interested in this. I'm sure some people are curious about his life. I know that he obviously had a pretty bad childhood. I know that his dad was kind of a piece of shit. I know that his family was not like the best situation, best environment for him. And a lot of people use that as, well, that's why he was the way he was. And like, I understand that, but also like he did some pretty crook stuff. So, unless
both things can be true at once.
But that's my thing is like, where's this movie going? Where's it going to end? Is it going to get into that? Is it going to try to preserve his legacy by skirting around that? Because a lot of movies like that sometimes try to, and I think that's not okay. Like,
if we know anything,
if you're telling this story.
Well, if we know anything, the point of a lot of times of these movies is to just lean into the more mythologized person, like version of that person, because that's what we do with celebrities, and especially when it's something that's like celebrating their life. Usually, you miss out on that stuff. Like the Queen movie. The guys who are still living that are in Queen, every scene that they're in, they're like, "Oh, Freddie, you got to stop being wild and partying and fucking all the time." And it's like, you guys didn't. You guys didn't.
Really?
Okay.
Really?
Yeah. Who's believing that? So like this will probably, it probably will but it sounds like if that person was included that they might not be avoiding it. But at the same time, if it's a movie about Michael Jackson being a great artist and then it just focuses on the artistry and the music and we get some wonderful dance sequences and like shots and it's well choreographed and, cinematographed, like, great. I'm in.
Yeah.
Fine.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. What's your favorite Michael Jackson song?
Maybe.
And why is it Remember the Time, the one where the video is Eddie Murphy being a pharaoh running away and Michael Jackson's running away and trying to steal his woman?
I think it's Billie Jean.
Oh, okay.
It's not my name.
Well, that's the wrong answer. It should be Remember the Time, which was supposed to be the video that would top Thriller and then ended up being a huge waste of money.
I think Thriller would be my next favorite.
Well, yeah, that's everybody's favorite. Thriller's like the classic, right?
Yeah, but it's not my favorite. It's my second favorite, so I'm different. I'm quirky.
Remember the Time is my favorite. That's like,
well, you're different. You're quirky.
Best song. I am. I am, baby. All right, cool. What else you got for me? What's up with the news?
We're talking about The Mummy.
Okay.
So
let's talk about it.
Radio silence the directors behind Scream 6, Scream 5, and Ready or Not, as well as the other Ready or Not Here I Come sequel, are doing Mummy 4 with Brendan Fraser and Rachel Weisz returning. Now, here's why this is interesting. We're gonna peel back a couple layers on this, Kevin. One,
they've got most of the cast returning for that.
I believe so. It's still early days.
Even the brother, I saw confirmation the brother's back in that too.
Well,
right?
you'd have to bring him back, right?
Yeah.
So there's the Mummy 1, the Mummy Returns, and then the Mummy, the Tomb of the Dragon Emperor. Sorry.
Yeah.
The speculation around the fourth one that they're doing is that it's actually going to just ignore the third and be a spiritual legacy sequel to the second one, because the third one, not very good.
You mean his son's not going to be married to an ancient dragon empress?
I hope not. So now this is why the announcement of the Mummy 4 with the original cast is interesting, because in 2016 in April we are getting Lee Cronin's The Mummy that we talked about.
2016, 2026.
What did I say?
You said 2016. You brought us back 10 years.
You missed it.
Wow.
It comes out in 2016.
Wait, hold on. We're getting Lee Cronenberg is doing The Mummy.
Lee Cronin, who did...
Lee Cronin is doing The Mummy.
He did the Evil Dead Rise movie that you like.
I love that movie.
Yeah, so he's doing a mummy movie.
Mummy movie.
With Jack Rayner and a couple other people.
Cool.
That's more...
Well, I'm into that.
Yeah, well, so here's what came out about it this week. Apparently, it's not very good. Apparently, a test screening saw it. And
Lee Cronin's movie?
And said that it's too much like Evil Dead, which is odd to say about the Evil Dead director, and that it's not very scary, that the mummies like stuff, the robes or whatever, are like fused to the lady's skin, so it's a woman mummy. It's not really a mummy movie, apparently. It's like a mummy movie in name only. And I don't know how much of that, if any of that, is true, because honestly, it seems a little early for a test screening for a movie that's in post-production still.
Yeah.
If this is true, I think it could be one of two things. I think it could be that maybe Lee Cronin's movie isn't very good, and maybe the studio's worried, and that's why they're like, well, let's do a mummy movie that people actually want with the Mummy 4. Or they're like, hey, we have this one coming out, and it's going to be more like the Wolfman movie that came out this year, or Nosferatu, which came out last year. So let's give people a different option as well, and we'll double down on the Mummy property.
Yeah.
So it could be either. Or it could be neither. It could just be a coincidence.
Honestly, okay, so here's the thing. Mummies aren't that scary anyway, right? Like, they were more of like a fun, scary thing as a kid. Like, any book about is like, oh, if the mummy touches you, then you're gonna get the curse, but they walk as slow as a zombie, but like also they might be magic, and like it was always kind of like this like weird vague monster that would scare people. I don't think that a mummy film that doesn't lean into the adventure of just being like an archaeologist, right? Like, really, like, the thing that made the original Mummy film successful was the adventure, right? It wasn't the scary part about the mummy. Like, death was at stake because you might get eaten by those weird beetle things. That was scary.
Those beetle things were scary.
Those are scary. The scarabs, right? The scarabs are scary, but like, it's in the name. But like, the mummy itself wasn't scary. Even in that film, it was a big sexy guy at the end. You know, you just get to the end, and it's a big bald sexy guy who wants his wife back. That's not scary. I mean, it can be if like you're in Chicago and you're the one who's got his wife behind you. You know, like, that's scary. You know, he comes back and is a big bald sexy guy, and you're like, I might have to fight this guy for his wife. No, thank you. But in Egypt, you're just like, oh, hey, all right, well, what's going on here? I know you guys might be pansexual. Could we converse and talk about maybe a threesome here?
Is that what Mummy 4 is going to be about, the Mummy threesome?
Mummy 4, we're looking for a third, is what we're getting.
That's what it sounds like.
That's where we're going with this. I think the Mummy 4 is going to be good, at least fun, right? Because even we say Tomb of the Dragon Emperor is a bad movie. It was fun enough.
It's still fun,
like,
but
yeah.
It's just not as
and that's
compelling
the point
as the first two.
Yeah, exactly. Well, the first two, I would say, I would say they actually descend in order. It's like great, right? Because what an original experience, what an awesome experience The Mummy was. And then good, right? Yep. The second one was good, but The Rock fighting as a giant scorpion was interesting. And then the third one is fun. You know, so like we're descending in scale. I have hope that we'll get back up to good.
I think the fourth one could be good. I think that the Radio Silence guys have a good understanding of humor and like tension, and they're good directors clearly.
Well, and the actors that were in it are still acting, and they have done other things, and they're all good at what they do. And like if they come back and they just play those characters well, and they're faithful to those characters, great. Also, The Mummy was the first franchise where I learned about the Illuminati.
Oh.
Do you remember that? Like that was like part of it was like they were like she's part of the Illuminati. And like I remember as a kid being like that's a weird crazy made up thing. And then like an adult being like that's real. And I was like, "What?
Like, what do you mean?"
like as a kid, and they were like, "Yeah, the Illuminati. It's like a shadow government." And like as a kid, I'm like, "Movies like that that can be real? Like
the Mummy real?"
That shattered my world. I was like a conspiracy theorist for a whole 2 months after that. I was like, "Well, the Illuminati, guys."
A whole 2 months.
Yeah. And then I realized, like, okay, that's a wild thing to be talking about a lot.
On the same page. Legacy sequels, we have announcement of another legacy sequel.
Hit me.
Gremlins 3 is set for 2027 with Steven Spielberg and Christopher Columbus returning.
There's 2 ways you can do this. They're both correct. You can lean into the sincerity of one of the best Christmas movies ever, Gremlins, right? Or you can, which was more of like a fun-filled horror film. Like there actually, like people were dying and it was sinister, but kind of fun and funny. Or you can lean into the absolute manic absurdity of Gremlins 2, which I have to admit, as a child, I fucking loved that movie.
Of course.
Like I was like, oh my God, you mean they take on personalities now? Like,
right?
Yeah.
There's a leader.
So much fun. Yeah, so cool.
Yeah,
and he's a CEO.
Yeah, right.
Like Gremlins 2 really is like Gremlins 2 is a really funny parody of just city culture itself.
It really is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like 90s city and office culture is on full parody display in Gremlins 2. And I don't think we appreciate that enough. I think everybody is too focused on it not being as good as the first, which it's not. That's fine. But it's a really good parody.
Yeah. I mean,
cool.
Steven Spielberg, obviously, like.
You love Steven Spielberg.
He's a pretty good director, right? You'd say
you like Steven?
Yeah, he's good. He's made some good movies.
Yep. He's had some big misses, but he's had a lot of big hits.
What's his biggest miss, do you think? Jaws?
Indiana Jones.
The first one?
No, the Crystal Skull.
Oh, you think that's his biggest miss?
Yeah, biggest, for sure. He took a property. Here's why. Harrison Ford, still kind of in his prime, right? Like, ready to come back, ready to do the thing. Shia LaBeouf, burgeoning, young, phenomenal actor, right? Like, the cast is there. All you had to do was go, here's a crazy Rube Goldberg contraption of an adventure to get a MacGuffin, and we don't do anything else, and we're in a remote area of the world. We could even draw inspiration from these games that are popular called Uncharted, and we could just do an adventure. And he couldn't do it. He couldn't do it. He goes, here's Close Encounters of the Fourth Kind. And we were like, fuck you, dude. Like,
fuck you. Well,
yeah,
I mean,
big miss.
But they fixed it because in Indiana Jones 5, Harrison Ford says that his son died in Vietnam. So we're fine.
Big miss.
Yeah. Anyways, Gremlins, we'll see. Should be interesting. 2027.
What do you think they're going to do? Do you think it's going to be like trying to do Gremlins 1 or doing more of like the cartoony Gremlins 2? What do you think? Where do you think they're going to lean? No, say it now, and you have to stick to it. And if you're wrong, I get to make fun of you.
Well, if you're wrong, I get to make fun of you.
Like anything else would happen. All right, what do you think?
I think they're going to try to get it closer to the first one to capture that magic since it's been so long.
To keep it interesting, I'm going to hold the opposite opinion, so one of us gets to have fun with this.
Great, we can also both be wrong.
That's true.
That is also an option. Like, they could go straight horror with it for all we know.
No, actually, we can't. Steven, get over here. Steven, you. There's 2 ways this can go, Steven.
And I need you to do the right thing, Steven.
Yeah, come on, Steven. We got to do Gremlins 2 here. All right.
Steven, come here. Gremlins 1. Steven.
Steven?
Look at me.
Oh, he's gone. He's making Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind.
Our last bit of news is something that I know just absolutely devastates you, Kevin.
I'm already devastated.
It's a delay for a property that I know you're ready to go.
I can tell from the tone of your voice I don't give a shit.
No, you do. I'm
okay.
sincere. You do.
Okay.
I
All
promise.
right, hold on. Let me put on my giving a shit face.
Please.
Okay. It's on.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Grand Theft Auto 6 is delayed to November of 2026.
Oh, my God.
It's a tragedy. Oh no.
Oh, man.
I know.
What am I going to do with all my time?
You were so excited to play that game.
I was going to be so invested in the listen, it's probably going to be a phenomenal game. It's probably going to win Game of the Year 2 years in a row. It's probably it's going to be everything that we know a Rockstar game to be. And here's how you know. Rockstar, when they announce a delay, they just fucking do it full stop. They're not like, we're sorry and we'll try to get it out sooner. They're like, delayed. Like, that's it. Like, fine, great. And the last Grand Theft Auto is still one of the most popular and lucrative games of all time. Grand Theft Auto is a beloved franchise. I remember playing Grand Theft Auto 2 as a kid and loving it. And it was fucking 2D top-down. Like, you're a little like 16-bit shooter guy shooting yellow-white bullets at things. Like, it was... And even then, it was amazing and fun and wild, and you were looking for the tank, you know? Like, it was great. But, like, they've just developed and they've done such a good job, like, bringing on real-life people to play characters in the game that you know are just caricatures of who they are. You know, they've got, like, Tyler, the Creator on the soundtrack. They've got fucking Flying Lotus DJing a radio station. Like, you know that this game is just going to be amazing. You do. Like, you know. Like, there's no way it's not going to be everything we want a Grand Theft Auto game to be, because when a Grand Theft Auto game comes out, it's everything you want it to be. Like, it's an open world. You're running around, you're shooting shit. Yeah, you're having a great time. And, like, dude, I can't tell you how many times I've wasted in Grand Theft Auto 5 BMX biking. Like, not doing like, literally just putting one of the characters on a BMX bike and going, where's the half pipe? I'm going to find the half pipe. You know, like, I'm biking around L.A. You can steal cars, and I'm just like, I'm going to find a half pipe. You know, like, the game is whatever you want it to be, and it's so fun and immersive and funny and silly. And, like, I'm sure it's going to land on its feet and absolutely decimate its competition. I'm sure other people, like, aren't even going to try to release games to compete with it. And if they do, they're foolish, you know?
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this. Are you going to
I did have a lot of thoughts on that.
I was right.
I did care.
I was 100% right. Look at that. Wow. And I knew I would be. I definitely didn't. It wasn't. Yep. Anyways, are you going to get GTA 6?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. But here's the thing. GTA 5 took me a year to beat back when I was still even playing video games. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't binge much anymore at all. Like, I really try to not binge anything, and binge playing, like beating a game, like day one completion, is insane to me.
Yeah,
like,
it's a lot.
Why would you do that when you could literally just draw it out and enjoy it and have fun? And, like, for me, like, yeah, cool, a couple days I'll probably put like an hour into it. But I don't see myself... I'm just, you know, you grow up and you grow and you become older, and, like, you just approach things differently. And, like, I don't have the time or bandwidth to approach a video game like that anymore. Like, I don't have 3 hours to dump into a video game.
I can only play for like 2 hours at a time, max.
I can give it one. I can usually give a video game one and change now, which is so I'm definitely looking forward to it. Definitely going to have a fun time with it. But, you know, like a year later, you'll hear me go, I finally beat it. Like,
a year? Dude, it's going to take us like 3 years to beat this game.
Probably. I don't know. If I get sick, I'll play it a lot, you know. Like,
sick.
When I get sick, I will actually binge watch something. I will actually binge play something. But I have to be sick. You know, like, I can't.
Yeah.
Like, if there's anything else I could be doing, I'll go do that.
It's the perfect excuse. But I agree.
Yeah.
I can't play for very long.
Here's what
anymore.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the inevitable mission where you kill for plausible deniability purposes Ron DeSantis. Like I'm excited for the because that was a whole subplot of Grand Theft Auto 5, and everybody loves that game anyway. Well, the whole subplot was, hey, go kill the alt-right conservative political pundit. Like,
that's true.
You have to blow up his phone. Like, yeah, like it was I honestly, and here's the thing, Rockstar gets away with it.
Oh,
nobody like even
cares.
when people start complaining about it, people are like, yeah, shut up, it's a video game.
You don't have to do it that way if you don't want to. You don't have to.
No, you don't.
You can go be a cop if you want, you weirdo.
Everyone's a cop.
Yeah.
Oh, GTA 6, everyone's a cop.
Well, I'm interested in it. I probably won't get it, honestly. Like, it's not.
I'm looking forward to Ben Shapiro's inevitable GTA 6 spin-off, Ice Raids, the game.
Oh, God.
Fucking
Oh, God, Kevin.
That's something he would do as a person. And they'd be like, what? It's freedom of speech. I can make Ice Raids the game. It's like, you're horrible.
They're going to debut it at the Turning Point halftime show for the Super Bowl, where they're going to have Kid Rock and
come out and play it live. And we're doing a Let's Play it live.
Yeah, I can't wait for that to blow up in their face. Because, like, there's a reason Bad Bunny is, like, one of the most streamed artists, like, of this time or whatever. Like, he's fucking huge.
Because he's amazing.
Yeah, because he's a Nepo baby. His dad is Bugs Bunny, who's super famous.
Yeah, fucking Nepo baby. His career started in Albuquerque. All right.
Let's talk about
You said
Predator
that's all we got
Badlands.
for news? No, we've got more news. We've got more news.
Oh, right. Well, you got some news.
I've got bad news for the gaming industry that I brought in this week because I read it and then looked into it, and it's fucking true. And Square Enix is preparing to lay off people and lean into AI. And for that, and that's the only thing that we need to really say about that, because everybody who listens to this podcast understands our position on doing something like that to humans and embracing AI like that. And you get the weekly fuck you.
Fuck you.
And that was the weekly fuck you, brought to you by UnPop Podcast. I call it weekly, even though we don't do it every week.
No, we don't.
But
that's
okay.
I
honestly, I don't have enough negative energy in my body to actually do a weekly fuck you. So when we do it, it's weekly. But if we don't do it, just know that like somebody deserved it somewhere anyway.
Yeah, we just didn't say it, but somebody does every week.
If we don't do it, you, valued listener, you do it.
You pick who's the weekly fuck
you
you
go
in
give
your
somebody
life.
a weekly fuck you. Yeah.
Go up to him at the coffee shop when you're getting
Send
your
us
bagel.
an email about who deserves a fuck you in your life.
Go up to him in person and go, hey, you're the weekly fuck you. And then just walk away.
You're the weekly
It's
fuck
you.
Oh, my God. That would be amazing. And then
One
also,
Piece.
yes, One Piece news. Wonderful news from One Piece. Cole Escola, who is playing Mary Todd Lincoln on fucking Broadway,
I
to
saw
much applause. Cole Escola is phenomenal, first off. And when I went to the city to go see Book of Mormon, I really wanted to go see Oh Mary, which is his show where he plays Mary Todd Lincoln. It's a huge farce, big comedy. It's like akin to the Dracula thing that I'm doing now, but it's like historical fiction. And he's been winning awards for it, and he's like,
aren't they?
Sorry,
they.
Jesus Christ.
No, I was just like, wait a minute, I thought they were non-binary.
No, sorry. All right, they are winning like wonderful awards. Yeah, non-binary. Okay. Jesus Christ, I got so excited. I just I skipped over pronouns. No, they are famously a well applauded non-binary person on Broadway, and they have been cast as Bon Clay, who is a famously non-binary character in One Piece.
Really?
Bon Clay is kind of like this like effeminate, you don't know where to take the character, ballerina style Swan Lake dancing, absolutely phenomenal, flamboyant character. No, I love
that. Sounds
Bon
awesome.
Clay. Bon Clay comes out and you're like, there's no way this guy's powerful, and immediately goofs on everybody. And you're just like, whoa! Like, that's one of the things I love about One Piece is you'll meet a character like Bon Clay with like fucking puffballs on the side of their head who was literally influenced by Lloyd Christmas, Jim Carrey's character. Yes. And Bon Clay will just absolutely own on people for like 2 episodes, and everybody will be like, he's so tough, you know? I'm really excited to see Cole Escala in that. And then you told me this morning, and I was very excited to hear, Jolo Maridueña is going to be playing Portgas de Ace in season 3. Okay, here's why this is cool, and I have to explain it to you, Odie, because you're not watching One Piece.
Because I don't know anything about One Piece.
All right, so first off, getting this kind of casting correct, we're pretty sure Joe Manganiello is playing Crocodile, who's like one of the most famous One Piece villains of all time. Having Cole Escala come in as Bon Clay, one, it shows the leverage of the franchise and the success of the series itself that people of this like caliber are constantly saying yes. 2, it shows the forward-thinking nature of the casting director and producers on the show, that they are reaching out to the right people to get the casting in. 3, casting for season 3 shows us that they are super confident that season 2 is going to crush it. And I fucking love that. Season 2, I think, will be the season that gets people who maybe were like on the fence in season 1 into One Piece, because it's huge and it's like socio-political. Like, they're going to a place that's like absolutely oppressed by this guy who's totally robbing them of their natural resources. Kind of probably gonna hit a couple nerves in the real world, but it's the first time that like Luffy goes toe to toe with a king-like figure, an empire-like figure, if you would, and it's a really meaningful moment. I remember that was the moment watching One Piece when I was going through the anime that I was like, oh, wait, no, this gets real serious. Okay, cool. I like this.
Yeah.
Portgas de Ace is also like one of the best characters in One Piece, and people love him. And so to see Jolo Maridueña coming into that role, I think is amazing. I think that's like going to be a huge moment for him.
Oh, I think so. I mean, he's already obviously crushing it, as he was Blue Beetle. He was in Cobra Kai. He's a voice in Sakamoto Days. He was in Little Indie Code 3 film. Like, he's crushing it. I think he's really good. I am excited for season 2 of One Piece. I'm probably going to rewatch the first season here soon because I really liked it. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, I don't know. Obviously, like, it's interesting to watch something and be like, I don't know the source material, but I can just tell that this casting has nailed it. Like, that this casting is on point. Like, you can just tell when you're watching something, even if you don't know, like, the source material. You're just like, this is good casting, you know?
Yeah. To give you an idea, playing Portgas de Ace in One Piece is akin to playing, like, Sirius Black in Harry Potter. Like, you're not going to be there all the time. You're not going to be the biggest character. The show's not about you, but everybody fucking loves you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It's like Boba Fett in the original trilogy. He was in like one scene, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, let's kill him!"
Who's that guy?
Yeah,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's gonna be sick. I'm excited. Love pirate stuff. So
me too. I love One Piece. It's great.
Maybe I'll watch it. Probably won't, but maybe I will. But I
probably should. Probably
should. But I probably won't.
should.
Probably should.
Anyway.
So
we are Odie Matthews in the movies.
We got 2 movies.
Yeah, Odie Matthews at the movies.
Yeah, we got 2 movies.
Great.
Odie Matthews at the movies.
All right, so what do you want to talk about first? We got Peedator Badlands, and we got Frankenstein.
We do Badlands first, since that's the one that we both saw all the way through.
Okay. Yeah. So Badlands, Peedator Badlands. We saw it this week. I think let's go garbage, bad, fun, good, or great.
Yeah. What do you think, Kevin?
I think it was very good, bordering on great. There's some sci-fi tropiness about this movie that kind of holds it back from being great, in my opinion. There is a little bit of a second act lull for a movie that's supposed to be about a guy who or a thing, that's just like hunting. There's this weird second act. Like, I think we didn't need all of the slow part of Act 2, but at the same time, like, whatever. It was good.
Yeah. I put this movie in great because it was everything I wanted it to be. I had very high expectations for this movie this year.
Okay.
I made sure to avoid all the trailers past the first one. Mm-hmm. And I went in just being like, all this movie has to do is just have the Predator running around a planet doing Predator stuff, and I'll probably be happy. And it
met your expectations.
Yeah, it did way more than that. So I liked a lot of things in this movie, and I think I agree that there is some tropiness to it, 100%. But I think for me, my opinion on tropiness, because I've seen so many movies this year that have so many tropes that are definitely recycled and reused a lot, I think it's how you skin those tropes. And I think that the way that the Predator did it, this movie at least, I was able to be like, yeah, I like that. Like, I like the way this fits enough that I'm okay with it. Like, it doesn't bother me that it's a trope. Like, in some ways, I think that actually kind of made me like it a little bit more because it had some tropes that I kind of like. Because, like, I like those kind of tropes. You know, some of them I do enjoy, you know? So, I really enjoyed it.
All right. For me, the tropes kind of took away from it. Like, let's do some. I'll get into it when we're talking about it more specifically. But quick summary of the main plot of the movie. You've got the runt of a clan, because predators have clans. His name is Deck. And in the beginning, what's he doing? He's doing a big fight to test himself against his bigger brother. And then he doesn't win. He falls off a cliff, but you see that he also doesn't give up.
Never give up.
Never give up. Never give up. Never give upping. And then he and his brother go back to their ship/home
His
area.
brother's ship. Yeah.
His brother's ship/their home area. And his brother's like, well, you need to go do a hunt, and you should probably get out of here soon. And you're like, wow, this is happening fast. And then his dad shows up, and he's like, I thought I told you to kill him. And then we get this big, long, got to prove myself to the clan/vengeance story.
Yeah.
And it takes him to a planet where he goes to kill an unkillable beast. And then we find out why it's unkillable in the spoilers. How did I do?
Yeah. Good. And on his journey, he meets Thea, who is a Weyland-Yutani synth with no legs.
He meets half of Thea.
So this is one thing that I really liked about it. I liked how the whole second act is a quirky buddy cop movie.
Okay. I can see I can see that you took it there. Let's do spoilers. I can see that you took it to quirky buddy cop movie. I don't think it's that. So spoilers for Peedator Badlands here. I think, and I said this to you in a voice memo, and like this was one of those things that I kind of like said it and then realized how truthful it was afterward. I think this is the Lilo and Stitch movie that we actually deserved, where Yautja means family, because that's what this movie is. Like, it turns into a Lilo and Stitch movie. It really does, where it's two characters and their quirky alien sidekick. Like, and it becomes that very quickly in like right after the end of the first act, it becomes that for the rest of the film, even through the third act. Like, there's these weird comedic bits that seem to, like, punctuate, and then sometimes, I think a couple times miss the mark. And I think that's actually what prevented it from being great, in my opinion. But yeah, so you get describe the buddy cop comedy. Go ahead.
Well, what I mean by that,
hit me with what you're talking about.
Well, I'm using that in the loose sense. I don't think it's actually a buddy cop movie, but it gave me the vibe because it's straight-laced guy, the Yautja Deck, with the like bubbly, quirky, like doesn't know when to shut up, like Ryan Reynolds kind of character in Thea. Because though there are elements of seriousness to her, and we see like behind the mask, and I think a lot of like what she's doing is just like a facade because she's used to being in a lab and she's not used to being out there, and she's putting on like a brave face in some ways. But I also think that she's just somebody who likes to talk and is curious about stuff and had questions for the Yautja the entire time. But like there was some quirkiness with her and her jokes, and like I thought the funny bits were when she would say something and Deck would respond like super like straight laced,
serious.
Like I need to find my sister, and he's like, and your leg. And she's like, are you making a joke? And he's like, I don't know. Like I thought that those moments worked for me personally. But yeah, that's what I mean by buddy cop. I just mean like the pairing of like the more straight-laced, serious, almost like Drax X character, where he takes everything at face value and is very serious about everything, mixed with the like happy-go-lucky, quirky character. I thought that pairing was really nice.
I agree, and that's actually one of the tropes that I appreciated because it is tropey. But it's also so that's not just a trope; it's a storytelling device when you have characters that are juxtaposed in such a way. Because what you're doing is you're establishing a theme and demeanor for your film. When you have that, you're like, hey, this is going to be a little funny too, just so you know. And here's the character to show you the whole way why it's funny. Which made this kind of like a sci-fi action adventure comedy in a way, you know? So, but that's also something that like at certain points kind of took me out of it because like a couple times I feel like the jokes were really forced, and very specifically when it came to Thea interacting with certain things. Like there were some moments where I'm like, okay, you're just doing the comedy of this, which is fine. That's fine. That's a directorial choice, and some people will really appreciate it. For me, I was like, okay, this could have been a little more gritty. I'm not gonna say somewhere between Trachtenberg and Zack Snyder is a grittiness I appreciate.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah. So what are before we just like criticize and like talk about our opinions on it, like what are 3 things that you really loved about?
Oh well, there's very few things that I didn't like about this movie.
Okay, cool. So what are 3 things you loved?
I think that one of the strongest points of this movie is the score and the soundtrack. I think
agreed. Yeah,
that
phenomenal.
Honestly, especially seeing it in IMAX, like oh my god, it was just. Wow.
Yeah,
did
you notice it got more industrial when Tessa's character came in and then faded back to the classic tribal toward the end? I thought like the more natural produced sounds, and there was more electronic stuff in like later Act 2, Act 3. Yeah. I did like that. The composer was very conscious of what was going on in this film.
And I think that it opens really strong with that, where he's on a speeder, and it opens with like a small animal getting killed, and then that animal getting killed, and then that animal getting killed, and that animal just getting run over by a speeder. And I liked because you know, I thought
was a funny moment because you were expecting another animal.
I thought they were
going
to do that, and then I was like, that's awesome. They just hit it with a speeder. But like immediately when he rolls up with his speeder, the soundtrack and the score they immediately just go fucking ham. Like they don't hold back. Good. It's immediately awesome.
Yep.
One of the
Give
things
me 2 more.
I wrote down. I know how to count to 3. It's how many pinches of pepper I put on my food.
Shut
up! Which I guess salt would be in there too, because I mix my salt and pepper together. But one of the things that I wrote down in the mini review that I was gonna do, but I didn't have time, was I think this movie does a really good job of having some really nice landscape, like scenic traveling shots. And there are moments where it very much looks like CGI green screen. This is clearly like made kind of thing. But there are some shots that I noticed had like natural cinematic landscape shots with the CGI elements in the background. And I thought all of that just looked, for the most part, this movie 90% of the time looks really
phenomenal.
Good. Yeah, I think they did a really good job of making the planet look as deadly as they said it was going to be. And that's the other highlight of this movie for me, is one of the things the trailer like promised was like, this is the most dangerous planet, right? Like the worst planet ever. Everything here is trying to kill you. And I appreciated that the moment he lands on the fucking planet, the fucking trees start to try to kill him. Like, that's exactly what I wanted. I wanted a planet where at every turn it was going to be dangerous and it was going to be bad and it was going to suck. And, like, I kind of liked that the Predator didn't really have a lot of his stuff and he was kind of on the back foot for some of it. He's either on the back foot or working really hard to understand his environment to find leverage to use against it. And I thought that those two things made the Predator more interesting than him with all of his gear just chasing a group of military guys.
I agree. I really like how he shows that he is a dominant predator for his ingenuity rather than just his violence, right? They even go so far as to take his little shoulder laser away from him, which I thought was a great touch too. The lack of the shoulder laser, because that kind of is like there's a lot of moments in other Predator movies where I'm like, okay, well, if you had that, you just win. Like you're pausing for plot. Yeah. But what's one more thing that you loved about this? Because I have three things too. I have three things prepared.
My third thing would be I think everybody in this does a really good job. I think Elle Fanning is great as Thea and Tessa. Yep. And I think that the guy who plays Deck, whose name I don't have in front of me,
Demetrius Koloamatangi.
I saw some behind the scenes stuff with him, and it's always nice to see the person in the suit having a good time. And there's also some moments where he doesn't even have the mask on and he's still filming, and they like green screened it back on or CGI'd it back on. So like, it seems like he had a lot of fun time, and it seems like him and Elle Fanning got along, and just kind of seeing how him and the rest of the cast and like the director all worked together, it seemed like it was a really fun set and a really good time, and everybody's really good in it.
Oh, he's Samoan and Tongan. That's interesting. He's from New Zealand. Cool. Yeah. So Demetrius Schuster Koloamatangi is the actor's name, which is a wonderfully hyphenated, beautiful name. I think everybody did a great job in this too, but specifically I would highlight Elle Fanning, both playing Tess and Thea. Yeah. I think was phenomenal. Like the juxtaposition of those two characters is actually one of the things I would say character-wise I appreciate that probably the most. I think Demetrius did a great job of being a physical actor in this film. A lot of the movements that the Predator takes are, they're your classic sci-fi action flashy fight moves, but he does them with a speed and a fluidity that make them more believable, because like a lot of times when you watch fight scenes, you're like, well, you could just punch the guy there. Like there's a better opening than what you did. But like watching the very specifically Deck and Quay, or Deck and his father fight one another, I'm like, oh yeah, no, you're not just proving that you're better than them. You're proving that you're better than them with style. Like, you have you got a point to prove here. And I think he did a really great job with that. And then, on the planet that he goes to, I forget the name of the planet, but on the planet that he goes to, he kind of gets his ass kicked a lot. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I like
that. Like, like he kind of like, he just like he first encounters a plant that's just like, I'm gonna whip you around and bash you against the fucking ground, dude.
I'm saying the trees try to kill him.
Yeah, like weird tree thing. And then I also, of course, loved the soundtrack, and I would say the other thing that I really loved in this movie was the lighting. Specifically when they get to the Weyland-Yutani station, you get back into, because it's a night scene, and so you get back into like these weird off yellow colonizer lights. Everything kind of just gets like this darker hue to it, and it turns into like a classic action heist type scenario. Not to mention we get I would say the other thing that I really like about this is it delivers on everything that you would want a sci-fi movie to deliver on. And I know that I didn't rate this as great, but I would say that this is just below great because of the things that like kind of detracted from it. Yeah. But you get Predator fighting against a planet for survival that he's unfamiliar with. You get C-3PO backpack style. You get Yao Jamin's family. You get a giant unkillable monster because it fucking regenerates. By the way,
that's what I loved about that twist.
Faster
I was
than
like,
anything else.
Hell yeah, the Calisk.
Yeah, the Calisk apparently just regenerates super fast in real time.
And that's why you can't kill it.
For some evolutionary reason, so you can't kill it unless you blow it up as a giant ice ball inside of it. Anyway, but like, they're like, you can't kill it until you can. But you get that, and then you get a fucking mini kaiju mech battle, and you get a Predator mech battle. Like, so it kind of delivered on everything. You get, like, a bunch of killing. Like, I love that, like, they kill a bunch of nameless Weyland-Yutani soldiers. Like, I mean, not
they're
nameless,
all synths,
literally.
So they can do whatever they want.
They're all just synths. So, like, this is technically, is this PG-13? Like, I feel like this
and
is,
it's PG-13 because it's just monster violence, which is great.
Because it's aliens and robots. Yeah,
and it's awesome. Dude, there was like a 10-year-old in my theater.
What a way to get around that, right?
And I think it's great. It opens it up to more people.
I think so too. It was great. There was a lot of stuff that I really loved about this, but very specifically, I love that, like, when I think about it, it did deliver on every aspect of sci-fi that, like, we love, you know?
Yeah.
The only thing that detracted from it, and I've already said it, like, this is a Lilo and Stitch movie. It's two people learning to get along and learning what family means, you know, and like, and they both have issues with their real family, and there's a little cute monster, there's a little baby Yoda thing with them, you know, that, like, is very strong. And then, like, at the end, like, in the climax of the film, that's where I think it started detracting from it, because they were like, well, we're going to lean into the cute funniness of this marketable creature, you know, that's like, it's like a baby Yoda. It's doing cute things, but it's also very powerful, you know?
What did you think of that? I really liked that little twist where they meet this creature and it spits on deck, and then later on when he's fighting the callus sniffs him, and I was like, holy crap, I actually really like that.
As soon as the callus sniffed him, that was one of the things that was kind of tropey that I was like, and it's because okay, I would have liked it more if we had not gotten the nail on the head line delivery before that happened of Elle Fanning arguing with Deck and going, it wanted you to be its family. That's why it spit on you. And I'm like, fucking, here we go. And then, like, as soon as the callus sniffed him, I'm like, all right, you telegraphed it, guys. If they hadn't telegraphed it for, like, and I'm not going to say everybody's going to get that, but, like, that felt telegraphed. I was like,
because when that happened in the theater, I was like, oh, wow, like, I thought that they were going to have this little alien thing, like, tag along, but they're leaving it behind. That's probably for the better. Like, it's probably good to, like, leave it behind. I didn't think it was going to come back, and then he fights the callus, sniffs him, and I was like, oh, my God, I like that. Like, because it genuinely caught me by surprise.
Well, the whole Predators, okay. I'm not going to sound exasperated for this. It's a very good movie. So the whole Predator, what's he doing on that planet, right? He's hunting an unkillable creature to prove to his family that to prove to his clan that he deserves to be a member of it and deserves his cloak, right? So, like, he's doing his test to prove that he deserves his cloak, and in order to earn that, he's chosen to kill an unkillable creature. But what is he really doing there from a story writing point? He's learning to be better than his family, and we get that pretty early on with the choices that he makes and the way that he's interacting with Thea, right? We kind of get this message of like, oh, maybe you could be different than just being a hunter. There's a wolf, and the alpha isn't just the best killer, it's the one who takes care of its family. Oh, here's a thing to take care of and prove that you're learning and growing. Oh, it wants you to be its family. Like, a lot of it was I was like, and you're stringing the plot along for me. I understand everything that's about to happen. You know, so, like, I'm not going to say it ruined it for me, but, like, as soon as I was like, and that was what I thought it was. Okay, got it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Not that I'm some genius or anything, you know.
No,
but
yeah,
like,
I don't disagree with, like, why you like. I can see why you like feel that way about it. For me, I think that trip, that vessel, the way they skinned it, was just because I like the Predator franchise so much, and I think that's part of it too. Like, I should have said that up top. I love this franchise. The Predator is one of, if not my favorite sci-fi alien. Like, it is. I have been obsessed with the Predator since I was a kid. I've always thought the mask was cool. My biggest complaint, and my one real complaint with this, and it makes sense when, like, for the movie, like, but I wish he would have had his, like, a mask, like a Predator mask.
Here's the twist I loved that I think is deserving of a special nod. Elle Fanning doesn't put her body back together to fight when she initially joins the fight. And I think that was a really cool moment, having like that. Actually, that's probably my favorite moment of the whole film, is when it's just her legs being controlled by her mind, fighting 2 other synths and kicking the shit out of them.
Yeah,
like that to me was one of that, and like the initial introduction of Thea. Like Thea's actually probably my favorite part of the movie. But like
great.
The initial introduction of Thea just being like, "Hey,
yeah,
what are you doing? It's gonna poison you and try to eat you. But if you come save me, I could help you out." Like just from the get-go, I'm like, yes, this is what I love about this movie. And I love like Thea's little tricky moments where she's like, trying to pretend to be her sister. But then that moment, the thing that I was saying that kind of detracts from that moment is like, then you get like this alien that has only been ripping up the other synths, and it shows up and has like a little ET in a cloak second.
Well, yeah,
and
I think mimicking Thea.
Well, yeah, but like I think
that was
like
cute.
It was fine.
It was
I
cute.
chuckled and I was like, cute, but like, rip the dude apart. Like, why did we slow down the action just to get the one punchline? We could have gotten that anywhere. Well, we could have gotten it anywhere. But like, yeah. So I think there are some misplaced comedic moments that slow down other scenes where like it's like ramping up, and you're doing a lot, and then it's like, oh, and then hey, here's a tee-hee for you, which is, some people might love it, some people might not love it. I think it could have been done slightly differently, but ultimately, it's a good movie.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal.
Well,
Thea's great. I love Elle Fanning.
Yeah, I liked it a lot. I think what makes it compelling with the family aspect and like what you're saying with like the nail on the head and stuff is, for one, like this is a very unique look at the Predators because it's something we haven't seen a lot. Again, I think what is detracted from the Predator franchise and why it's nice to have a breath of fresh air is almost every Predator movie is one Predator fighting some kind of military people, whether it's back against, like Native Americans, or it's a military squadron, or it's a bunch of killers on their planet that they're hunting, or whatever, or Danny Glover in New York City. Like, or LA, or wherever the fuck that is. LA.
Yeah.
So what I liked about this was, for one, you get a little bit more look at like the Predator life, but I wasn't expecting to watch a Yautja main character go on a journey of self-discovery and realization that your family, your clan, can be toxic. And the message I took away from that, and I know it might be reading into it or whatever, but like, it's okay to cut toxic family out of your life. Maybe don't like cut their head off, but like, I feel like that's kind of a message with the Predator, and like his clan is everybody should be alone. You hunt alone. You do everything alone. Weakness is not allowed. And he goes on this journey to discover that hunting with people can be nice. Not being alone is nice. Weakness, like, these things aren't necessarily weaknesses. And my family is bad for me. My clan is bad for me. And I kind of like that little like journey that he goes on.
Well, more than that, he learns that to judge a creature in its current state, to judge it for its current state rather than its potentiality, which is really the overall message of this, right? Because that's what's happening to him. He does the same thing to Bud, the baby Callisk, right?
Yeah.
He judges Bud the way his father judged him. And he even says in the beginning, he's like, I fight like father, and it's like, oh, okay, you're learning to not emulate your parents. Got it. But then that message just keeps coming back in the way that he's behaving. That's where I think it got a little rote. But ultimately, it's cool to see. And then, okay, so what do you think about, so he comes back to his planet, and this is foreseeably, here's the thing, I think we get a time jump here. Like, I think we get a big time jump because they show up, and Bud, who is this little Callisk baby, which was cute overall, right? Like, I know that I was kind of like, I was using it to highlight what kind of took me out of the movie here and there, but like, it is cute. Bud is much bigger.
Yeah.
And he shows back up with Bud and challenges his father, and uses the jet engines from the ship to create dust when his father uses his cloak. That was the thing, his father's like fighting his brother with honor in the beginning, and then uses a cloak, and I'm like, that's not honorable.
Like, I thought the same thing. I was like, why? Going invisible makes it easy to win, dude.
Yeah, so then he does it again against Deck, and Deck turns the engines on and fights him and beats him in a way that mimics the way he beat his brother. I thought that was a great fight. Yeah. I thought that was a nice way to end the film. And then we get a little tack on to the end of the fight, and I rolled my eyes pretty hard at this. How do you feel about the reveal at the end of the film?
Honestly?
Yeah.
I loved it. We have opposite opinions, and I knew we would. I saw this in theaters, saw that scene play out, and went, Kevin's not going to like that.
No! Because he's, because then Elle Fanning's like, who's the...
Are these more friends of yours?
Who is that? And then he's like, it's my mom. I was like, oh, fucking here we go. Like... Of course.
Okay, can I tell you why I like that? For a couple of reasons.
Go ahead.
One, the ship that she's in looks very, very, very similar to the ship that we saw in Killer of Killers that the chieftain Predator had in the gladiatorial arena that everybody stole. Which makes me think that...
Skullmaster.
Yeah, Skullmaster guy.
Bone Master.
Bone Master. He's the Bone Master. Yeah. I think that hints in my mind that his mom is somebody powerful, more powerful than his dad, and more important than his dad, which I think is interesting. And the other reason I like it is because that ship is from Killer of Killers, and because the Weyland-Yutani is in this, and we know that like Amber Midthunder and Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny Glover's character are in cryosleep on like the Predator homeworld, and they were on the Predator homeworld in this movie. I think this sets up a very interesting sequel because Dan Trachtenberg came out and said that he wants to build this like the Marvel Cinematic Universe for Alien vs. Predator and like actually have a build-up to an AVP movie. And I think this is a step in the right direction to expand this even more.
Yeah. Okay, here's my thoughts on this because I have some loaded thoughts on this. One, you're right. I think it's lame that he's like, that's my mom. Like, it could have been... fucking anybody, and you had to make it's reductionist world building, right? Everything is reduced down to this Predator family, which I think is dumb. Like he could have been like, oh, yeah, they're here to judge me now because I just killed the top member of my clan. Like it could have even been like, hey, there's more rungs on this ladder. It's fine that it's his mom. Ultimately, that's just my opinion on it, but building out a Marvel cinematic, I think there's a fine line that Dan Trachtenberg is going, hey, I'm going to try to walk this fine line and nail the jump on stick the landing on this. And that landing is, I'm not going to just do the every flavor soda problem that you and I have talked about so many times, where it's like, I've got all the strongest people from the Predator movies, and who's going to survive this one? And then, like, he's stuck in a scenario where it doesn't matter who he kills or who survives, because you're going to have a fan base that you've cultivated and said, these are the strongest people and they're the most adaptive and intelligent, and like now they're on the same team. And, so like either the stakes are going to be way lowered because we're just going to watch them do a highlight reel of, a glorified action, or you're going to start killing off people and your fan base is going to go, well, that's not how that would happen because you said in this film that they were smarter than that, And like that's, to me, setting up that thin line. I'm like, all right, man, good luck. I'm here with you for it. I'm gonna watch it, but I've not seen many people stick the landing on this one.
Yeah, I think that I don't think he's gonna go that direction. I think when he says Marvel Cinematic Universe, I think he was directly talking about pitting the aliens against Predators. I think.
Do you have Amber Midthunder? You're tying the universe together. You're going, hey, time doesn't matter. We're pulling people from out of time, and we're going to put them on a team.
I'm saying that I don't think the people in cryosleep are the T's. I think that is more of the Predators take the people that they view to be good warriors and keep them. I think that, and this movie makes me believe it even more, I think he's trying to get away from the human element of stuff I'm curious about this. Like in AVP 1 and AVP 2, the weakest part of the movie is the fact that it's humans, a group of humans, mostly normal fucking humans, like researchers and scientists and like townsfolk.
I mean, yeah, all right, yeah.
Because they're exploring Antarctica. They're teaming up with like one predator, and then they're fighting a bunch of aliens, and that's not interesting. The human elements of the Predator franchise and the Alien franchise aren't always the most interesting elements. They add to the story. They are compelling at times.
I would say very often they're the least interesting.
And that's the thing. It's the same with Transformers, right? Like, I don't go to a Transformers movie because I'm interested in the human plot. Show me the fucking Transformers. Yeah. So I think that what he's doing is trying to move it more to be like, I think what he might do is it'd be like Deck and Thea and maybe like Amber Midthunder's character, because you can't really have Arnold and Danny Glover if they've been frozen because they're 50 years older now. I think he might do like one of them, and then it's gonna be some kind of.
Well, you can recast them.
You can recast them. I mean, I'd be fine with that. I think, and what I'm and this might be more of a hope than a thought. I hope he's trying to get away from having the humans be a big part of this, because when it comes to AVP, like, I don't care who you paint as the good guy. I don't care who you paint as the bad guy. Just make it interesting, more interesting than an underground temple in Antarctica or a town in Colorado that you can't fucking see because the whole movie is dark as shit.
Well, now you've got this whole Ohana means family trio of Thea, Bud, and Deck, right? So you do have like a team for the next one. And I think the thing that I kind of don't like about all of this is, like, Amber Midthunder's character in Prey was amazing and told a completed story, right?
Yeah.
You had another opportunity to, within this universe, tell a completed story. I don't think you need to take the characters that you're currently cultivating to make your crossover story. I think you've proven that you can tell good enough stories without tying them back to one another, and you've set us up to understand that they don't necessarily need to be tied back to one another. And you don't need to be pulling people out of the craziest, most billion like person cryo sleep chamber ever built.
Yeah,
in order to tell your like they're like, and look at how many aliens and humans and weird things are in here. We've got a collection for them to fight in the Colosseum. And but there's at least 3 humans, and look, they're all the ones you know.
Yeah.
So that's where my eyes are rolling a little bit at some of these reveals. Yeah. Like, even at the end of Killer of Killers, I was like, oh.
Yeah, that one was a little bit like, okay. Yeah. I agree. I think, and that's why I'm hoping, because I agree, like, Prey is a complete story.
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways.
This technically is a complete story.
This is a complete story. And I would say
you don't
in a lot
have
of ways,
to bring back Deck. I like Deck, but you don't have to bring him back,
And you know what you could do? I have 2 thoughts. One, the first Predator movie, Predator 2, the Predator 2, and Prey are complete stories. You don't need to bring back any of those characters, really.
Ever. Yeah.
No, you don't. And secondly, I hope that they don't, like, that tease at the end of Killer of Killers is an interesting nod, but also you don't have to do anything with that. And on that, like, you could do a Badlands 2, you could do a sequel to this movie, and it still not have anything to do with the Alien versus Predator movie. Or, and this also could be the case, they might not even do an Alien versus Predator movie, which is also fine. Like,
that would be cool. I would like no Alien versus Predator movie for a while, thank you.
I don't want it yet. I want a couple more. I want more Predator movies like this.
Okay, so of the new Predator movies, because we now have like a new era of Predator, right? We've got Prey, we've got Killer of Killers, we've got Badlands. What's your order? How do you rank them? Because we've seen that the popularity rankings do exist on, your Rotten Tomatoes, your other sites, right? How do 100%. You rank these films?
So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 movies in the Predator franchise.
Yep.
I will rank them from 8 to 1 in my order of favorites.
Okay, hit me.
Starting at the bottom. AVP2 Requiem. I can't see it. It's so dark. It's a bad movie. Light your scenes.
Okay.
The Predator at number 7. I don't like that one. I don't think it's good. We talked about it on Magnum Opus.
Yeah, we did.
Slightly above that is AVP 1, but not by much.
Okay.
Predator 2.
Okay.
Prey.
Okay.
Predators.
Okay. The Shane Black one?
Nope. That's the Predator. Predators is Adrian Brody on the Predators hunting planet, where they
Okay,
kidnap a bunch of famous actors and hunt them.
Yep.
Then I would put Badlands at number 2, and then the original Predator still at number 1.
Where's Killer of Killers?
Oh, fuck. I didn't have Killer of Killers. So there's 9. I would put Killer of Killers between Prey and Predator 2.
Cool. I'm not gonna rank them all, but I will say that the best Predator movie, in my opinion, still is Predator. Like, what an original film. Yeah, it's really cool. I would show that. If anybody was like, where do I start? I'd be like, that one, for sure. Like,
always that
This
one.
is a franchise where you can start with that one. You could technically start with Killer of Killers, but I think that kind of ruins the first one.
No, go for it.
Actually, no. You can't because of the reveal at the end. That actually ruins. You cannot
start
watch
the first
not
and the
at
second
Predator.
one.
You have to, So you actually have to watch number 1 and number 2 before you watch any others. I would say out of the new ones, because I do care to compare them because this is like the Dan Trachtenberg Predator universe, right? I would say of these, my favorites are actually, I would say this one, Badlands, then Killer of Killers, and number 1 is Prey. I loved Prey. What a cool way to like reshape the Predator story itself. I think Killer of Killers did a really good job showing us different vignettes and separate from the reveal at the end, because I don't care for it. I think it did a really good job showing like, oh, hey, here's these 3 people and like they've been taken from it. But the other thing that was really weird about it was like they drop you in when they're in the thing together, not when they're being woken up and put into this like ship together to go to the Coliseum. So that was kind of weird. But I like the storytelling of it, and I like how it shows that like predators. To me, it's really funny that predators have kept coming back to Earth to hunt humans for some reason. Like they're like, oh yeah, we'll hunt these humans. They're dangerous. They're ninjas. And then like a couple centuries later, they're like, we're gonna go hunt these guys flying planes now.
Yeah, right.
You know, like multiple times throughout history, as predators have been like, hey, the humans are doing something fucky again. Yeah, let's go hunt them. You know, like I kind of love that. But Prey was just phenomenal and different. And then this, I don't know. I might even put this one above Killer of Killers. I'll get back to you on it.
Pretty good though, is the thing. Like, these are.
I'll get back to you on it.
Really good Predator movies.
I think Prey is actually the best one of all of them for me. Like, if you were like, hey, which one do you want to watch? I'd be like Prey.
Well, it's one of those things that, like, the best one and my favorites aren't always the same, because I would agree with you that I think Prey as a regular Predator movie, in terms of, like, what we've seen before, where it's a Predator hunting humans, I think Prey is phenomenal in that aspect. I think it does a lot of creative liberties that I think are really good. It's super, super well done, and it utilizing, like, the tools and things at their disposal for that time period was really compelling.
Do you think predators keep coming back to Earth the same way that people like go to an easier township to get their license? Because like now we've learned that like this is all part of like becoming a recognized Yautja warrior, right? So like, do you think they keep they're like somebody's like, hey, what'd you do to earn your cloak? Oh, I went to Earth. Oh, all right. Yeah, you don't even know how to parallel park, dude. You know, like,
yeah, right. Like,
you know, like, well, that was pretty easy for parallel parking, wasn't it? You know, like.
Here's my question.
What?
My final question about this movie.
Yeah.
How many Predator ships are there, and do they all have the same interior decorator? Because every Predator ship has the same skull wall with the same skulls. There's the giant gorilla, there's a T-Rex, there's the alien from Independence Day, there's a human skull, there's a couple other animals, and they're all the same on every single one. In Predator 2, it's the same.
Also, those skulls look pretty fresh, so like, does that mean that does that mean there's a dinosaur planet out there?
Or was
These are good questions.
Or
These questions beg other questions.
Or were they ancient predators who went to Earth?
I would like to think there's actively a dinosaur planet.
That's what I
like. That's
awesome.
What I think. That's cool. I like that little bit of world building. Also, all the Predator ships are different, which is weird to me.
But they all have the same skulls.
Yeah, but they all have this. Yeah, like they're all like oh, we've built the ship this way. But I think some more thought could go into some of the world building here.
Absolutely. We could expand it a little bit more.
Probably, you know, and it sucks to say, but probably like the weakest point of these films, including even the modern ones, is the overall world building. Like the top-down aspect of it is just kind of missing or lacking. But yeah, great movie. I highly recommend people see it. What's that?
I really appreciated that the Weyland-Yutani stuff was just, hey, Weyland-Yutani, here's a synth. Don't worry about anything else. You don't need to worry about anything else. It's fine.
Oh,
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that there wasn't like teases to Weyland-Yutani himself or Prodigy or anything else. Like it was just, yep, they're here on this planet.
Here's what I like. I like how much of a bitch Mother just canonically is for Weyland-Yutani. Like even with synths, like Like Tess is like, the Yautja warrior has been taken care of, and Mother's like, yeah, what about the Yautja warrior? And she's like, he's taken care of. Like, we don't have to worry. We've achieved the first objective. And then it goes, yeah, what about the Yautja warrior? And Tess is like, he's dead. Like,
good, he's not a threat anymore.
Just lies.
Yeah.
Also, that was a really good like character moment. It shows that like she's willing to lie, like to overshoot, because she's programmed by Weyland-Yutani. Mother is an AI run by Weyland-Yutani. Like, so it just shows that like, hey, the synth that you built is willing to lie in order to like accomplish its mission and get back to Earth. That's fucking wild.
You can't trust synths. We know that.
Yeah. So I did like that. I like that moment a lot, and I like that just in every single movie that Mother's in, or every single show or movie, Mother's just like this. Like, she's like, yeah, but what about this other objective? Did you do that for me? Like,
yeah.
So good. Cool. That's
Let's
Predator.
Talk about Frankenstein for a second.
For a second, I feel like that was a great conversation about Predator, and I feel like Frankenstein, I can summarize pretty quickly without spoilers. It's a wonderfully done period piece with some phenomenal actors. Mia Goth, once again, is really standing out. And it tells a relatively faithful story of Frankenstein, and Oscar Isaac is great. And Guillermo del Toro is Guillermo del Toroing. And I don't think Frankenstein's my favorite monster story. And that's it.
I think it's long. It's long like mashed potatoes.
It's long. It's
like
faithful to the story.
It's long like carrots. You know, it's long like a big bowl of noodles. And I think
this movie felt like homework.
Like, and here's the thing. I agree with you. I think it looks great. I think it's acted incredible. I think the sets are incredible. I think that the Frankenstein design, I actually kind of like it. I feel like that's what a body sewn together would look like. I think it's more interesting to look at than the guy with bolts in his neck, in my opinion. Yeah. I think that there are moments in this movie where things happen and I'm like, oh, okay, and we're still in it, and we're still in the scene, and nothing else is really happening. The point of the scene is already passed. Yep. And we're still going, and we're going, and we're gone. Okay. Yep. Like, there was a couple moments like that where I was like, man, feels like it's dragging at certain parts, and then other parts it feels like it's paced really, really well.
I think this would have been great as a miniseries. Like 3 episodes, 40 minutes each, just hammering them out, like, because they're really, and there are parts, like, you know, it's like part 1. Yeah, so, like, I honestly think they could have done this in parts. They could have released it in sequence over the course of 3 weeks. It would have been great. It didn't have to be a movie. I get, fine, you made that choice, but, like, yeah, it does suffer from being a longer movie rather than a thing released in 3 parts. I feel like if it was released in 3 parts, that would have been consumed a lot better, for me, at least, you know?
I totally agree. I think that, like, this movie is very much, and I don't mean this as an insult, it's very much an art house film. And sometimes that can be an insult.
Oh, yeah.
I think that this movie at times has more sizzle over substance.
Yeah.
More of, like...
It's very stylized.
Yeah, more style over, like, actually, you know, seasoning your steak and eating it with salt and pepper.
Flair over function.
Yeah, like, and I'm not saying that's necessarily always a bad thing, but when you pair that with a long runtime where parts of it feel too long, that kind of starts to, like, weigh on me a little bit, because I had to pause about halfway through and take, like, a couple-hour break, because I was like, this is just a lot. And the thing is,
I'm with you. I still haven't even finished it. I'm like, okay, I see where we're going. I know the rest of the story now. I don't think there's any surprises. And then you confirmed for me this morning there aren't. So, like, cool.
Not really. I mean, I think I
know the rest of the story.
I think I enjoyed following the monster's story more than I enjoyed following Victor Frankenstein's story.
Yeah. One thing that I really did like was, you know, it's so stylized and so Guillermo del Toro, and I really do appreciate his use of, like, color and texture and lighting and the different camera angles that he picks to set up the emotion and energy of a scene. So I really do like a lot of the work that goes into that because he does have a very clear vision for how he tells a story. So even with like a really great cinematographer in and him working alongside them, you can tell like this is very Guillermo del Toro, and there's a lot of that. Pan's Labyrinth was phenomenal. It's one of the best movies. Like, it's up there, it's got to be in like my top 20 or 50, but there's a lot of this that, like you said, feels a little slow. It's a little bogged down in its own in its own girth as far as the story goes. I do like some of the changes. I do like that it's not just your Frankenstein.
Yeah.
I like that he's emotional and yelling and uncontrollable, and like there's things happening there that I think you don't get with your Frankenstein. So I did like that. And I like the way that they're telling the story. I like that they open up with Oscar Isaac being found out on the ice, and he's got, a prosthetic leg.
How did he get there?
Yeah, and then he's like, oh, well, let me tell you. Like, I do like that. I like that lens, and it's fun. And I think, like I said, Mia Goth is fucking phenomenal. I'm so glad. I was so glad to see her in this film, and I was so glad to see her playing this, like, elegant but elegant but eclectic debutante, just really, really cool. And that's about it. I mean, other than that, it's like, it's a good movie. Like, once again, good, bordering on great. I don't know that I'd call it great. It's good.
I don't think I'm enjoying it. Great. I think it's just good. I guess one of the things that I feel like we were kind of told with the hype of this movie is that, like, not necessarily that's going to be groundbreaking, but it's going to be something extraordinary. It's going to be your Interstellar or your Avatar Blue People one. Like, do you feel like this movie does anything, changes anything?
No.
Like, do you feel like it? Yeah.
No. It's not blowing me away.
I wasn't blown away. It was crazy in the post-credit scene when Hellboy showed up and he said, we got to go fight the Invisible Man to Frankenstein.
Whoa!
That was crazy.
Guillermo!
And then the fish guy came up through the ice and was like, yeah, guys, let's go.
Ron Perlman's here.
Yeah. Other than that. I agree. I think one thing I will say about this, though, if they were ever going to try to do the Dark Universe again, where they like had all the Universal monsters team up, this Frankenstein would make a good addition to the team.
I'd love to see this Frankenstein in the League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. How about that?
Oh,
I'd like to see that. That'd be great. It's fine. We don't need to talk about it that much. If you like a good classic monster story, this is great. Should it have come out in October? Absolutely. Should it have been a miniseries? Most likely. But this is what we got, and it's Guillermo del Toro, and it's good. So if that's an itch that you need to scratch, go scratch that motherfucking itch. Odie, what's your jam?
So I saw a movie last night.
You sent me the trailer for that. It looks good.
Did you watch the trailer?
Good. I did. It looks very good.
It was incredible.
Yeah.
It is called Little Amélie, or The Character of Rain. It's a French film. Limited release right now, so if you get the chance, I highly recommend it. It's animated. It's beautiful animation style.
It's a G-Kids film. G-Kids is awesome.
It is so good. I'm trying to figure out how to even start talking about it, because it was literally it might even crack my top 10 this year. I was genuinely blown away. The basic plot is actually not even the basic plot. What this movie is it's a telling of discovering the world for the first time through the eyes of a 3-year-old who, for most of the movie, refers to themselves as God because they are in control of their own world. And it paints this beautiful picture. It's set in 1969. It's a family from Belgium. The dad's a diplomat in Japan. 1969, so still some wounds from World War II are still fresh for locals in Japan, which plays a big part in this, which I thought was a really compelling aspect. And it's this girl, Amélie, just discovering the world and the people in her life, and like she discovers what death is and what love is and what sadness is, and the rain and the flowers and water, and just like it was so refreshing to see a movie that there's no conflict, there's no villain. It's literally just this girl going through life and learning what things are and realizing that these moments in life are so precious, but will you remember?
This sounds very in the spirit of like Miyazaki, Ghibli.
It's Studio we
style.
said, so I saw this with my partner and we walked out and immediately Nate was like, that reminded me of Studio Ghibli.
Good. That's cool.
And
so we have like a spiritual successor to Studio Ghibli.
And yeah, like everything that this movie did, I liked it. It's funny at times. It's really sad at times. It's really uplifting at times. There's good family messages and family dynamics and relationships explored, and just like, I don't know, like every piece of this movie just fits so well. And I mean, I liked this more than Badlands for sure.
Cool.
Like it was, yeah, and we were the only two people in the theater, which was hilarious. That was awesome.
Hell yeah.
We had the whole theater.
Love that.
Yeah, it was really, really good. I highly, if you get the chance, if it's in your theaters, I know it's playing at AMC's this weekend. There's a French version and there's an English version. I went to the English version. I thought it was phenomenal. Just really, really worth seeing. It's only an hour and a half. It's so cute. It's such a cute movie.
Awesome.
Yeah,
I love that. That's your only jam? That's
that is
a good
the
jam,
I think.
That's a good jam. I got two for you. So Benny,
Hannah?
Nope, just Benny, Benee, the artist. She released a new album called You're an Angel, I'm Just Particles. Absolutely phenomenal. Highly recommend it. Really, really good. The song that I like the most is Cinnamon. Real fun. Benny has been around for a while, kind of like in the alt indie R&B pop spectrum. Super cool. I'd put Benny alongside like Ruel or I don't know, kind of like almost like a Phineas or Harry Styles type thing, you know, kind of like in that independent singer-songwriter, pop, R&B, alt pop. Real cool, real fun. And then an album that like I did listen to it in, I want to say September. Like late September, I listened to this album. Well, not the whole album, but like some songs off of it. When it came out in October, I listened to it. October 10th, this album came out. But for some reason this past week, I was like, I need to listen to Greyhaven's Keep It Quiet, which is like, I'd put this in the subgenre of metal that's like, it's metalcore, it's post-hardcore, but it's very much in like the same vein that like Norma Jean or Palm Reader or yeah, those are probably the best examples. Like Johnny Booth, maybe. Like some of the bands that like have some singing, but like the singing's not always like singing. Sometimes it's like this beautiful like kind of pseudo belt that's happening and a lot of screaming. But this album, Keep It Quiet, like I listened to it front to back and it's phenomenal. It's really, really good. It starts with like a very simple bass line. The singer has like a very smooth kind of like smoky voice. And then it goes into heavy hardcore alternating with like blues, grunge, and, you know, just other wonderful alternative styles of like rock and metal all the way through. Finishes up with the song Cemetery Sun, which I think is absolutely phenomenal. But if there's any song that I recommend you listen to off this album, it's Technicolor Blues. Absolutely great. It starts as like kind of a like southern folky Delta bluesy style acoustic song, gets into the heaviness and then fades back out on like the acoustic stuff. It's a really great journey. These guys are not a huge band yet. They are on like their I think this is their first like proper North American tour. And I highly recommend it. Yeah.
Nice.
I would even put them in the same vein as like Invent Animate and why can I not think of the band that went with Silent Planet? So
okay, yeah.
And I love shit in that realm. Like really just fun, just good. A lot of energy to it. And if you're into it, if you're a Bad Omens or like techno industrial electronics / metal fan, Thornhill released Bodies X, which is a remix album done by a bunch of other artists of their album Bodies that came out earlier this year. Thornhill was on tour with Sleep Token, and they are phenomenal, and I highly recommend checking out Bodies X. It's really good, especially like I was listening to it, I'm like, Odie would like this. This is in the vein of Bad Omens.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So those are my jams, and that's the podcast this week. What are we talking about next week, Odie?
Running Man.
The classic story.
I will talk about Now You Three Me, Now You Don't See Me, because I'm seeing
I will
that
not.
As well. No, you don't have to.
I don't want to.
I'm not even going to ask you to.
You couldn't make me.
I could make you.
You could, but please don't.
I won't.
Cool.
So, yeah, Running Man, Now You See Me. There's also Osgood Perkins' new movie, Keeper, which I'm going to try to see.
I am intrigued by that. I might not see it next week, but I am intrigued by it, and I would like to see it. So
I will let you know. And then I'm going to try to go see this other animated movie called Arco, which is about a time-traveling boy who's from the future, and they utilize rainbows to travel through time, and he crashes in 2075 and teams up with a girl, and they go on this like time-traveling adventure to get him back to where he belongs.
That sounds great, actually.
Cute.
Yeah.
So a lot of movies next week that I'm going to try to see. I'm trying to go for 4, so we'll see.
Okay.
I don't think I'll get all 4, but
that's a lot.
It's a lot, but I'm gonna try
because so much.
This is the end of the year, so I'm going balls to the wall. I'm trying to see as much as I can before the year's over.
I'm so proud of you. You see so much.
I see so much.
Cool. Thank you, everybody, for listening to another episode of the UnPop Podcast. Thank you for weathering this absurd existence with us. If you have any questions, comments, concerns about our mental health, subpoenas, or would like us to podcast live at your funeral, please email mysecretpoweris@gmail.com. Art by FrankAce, music by moi, extra content and food with salt and pepper by Odie Matthews. Make sure to check out our brother-sister channel, Magnum Nopus. Love y'all. See you next week. Bye-bye.
And remember, pepper is the spiciest seasoning.